little easier division. A lot easier division.
Okay, well, because today is 30 clubs in 15 days about the Braves, and we've got the Reds coming up a little later on here on MLB Network. Give me the MVP, the most valuable Brave. If the Braves are going to dethrone the Phillies, top the Mets, if they're going to be the team of the East, who is the most valuable Brave?
The reigning NL Cy Young winner, Chris Sale. We forgot how good he was for about 3 years. His tenure with the Red Sox just filled with injuries. And I think, like a lot of people, I was waiting to see, like, okay, when is the injury bug going to bite Chris Sale? Greg, he was terrific from beginning to end. Had a little bit of a back ailment that really cut his season short the last 2 weeks of the season. But if you were wondering where Chris Sale went, he's back, and I think he's back here to stay. Will he reduplicate or duplicate what he did last year? It's going to be hard to do that, but he's back.
Because he's mid-30s?
Well, I will say this on a positive. He has looked really good in the Grapefruit League. He is throwing the ball great. Good velo, breaking ball is there, step in the right direction.
For the Braves to go to the playoffs, though, he has to be like he was last year, or close to it.
He has to be, let's put it this way. I think he has to give them a minimum of 155 to 60 innings.
Okay.
If he can give them 155 to 160, they get Spencer Strider back sometime in April, maybe May. If they take their time with him, they've got a chance again.
He threw 177 innings last year, and he won the pitching Triple Crown. The most valuable Brave to me is Ronald Acuña Jr., who's not going to open the season with them. They're going to get him back at some point. All eyes, to me, will be on his legs. It's the second knee surgery he's had, and this is a guy that can steal 70 bases when he's healthy. I'm very concerned they're going to Mike Trout him. Mike Trout was an incredible base runner when he broke into the big leagues, could steal bases. I'm very concerned Ronald Acuña Jr., because his bat is so valuable, they're going to tell him, we don't want you running anymore, and we're going to just turn you into a slugger. I don't think the Braves can be better than the Philadelphia Phillies or the New York Mets if Ronald Acuña Jr. isn't what he was in 2023 when he was the best player in baseball. He has to be a 40-40 threat at least for the Braves to have the table setter that they missed all of last year that got everyone else going. He has to be a base-stealing threat. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I agree to some extent, but I think it's more important that he post up and plays somewhere. Let's just say he gets off to, he doesn't start the season like in the starting lineup. There's, they're going to take their time with him. If he could give them 135 days of really good baseball, I'm not sure that the stolen base is going to be the difference of the Braves winning or not. It makes him a better, a more complete player, no question about it. But they need that bat in that lineup, and they need to hit early on in the season. They need Matt Olson to get off to a better start than he did last year.
Okay, as for guys that need to elevate themselves from last year, who would be number 2 in the MVP conversation? We just talked about 2 different guys, Acuña and Sale. They're the headliners. I'll give you 2 options. Is it Austin Riley, who had a year he'd like to improve on? Or is it Spencer Strider, who missed all of last year, and before that, he was the definition of swing and miss for the Braves the year before?
Why do you have to come with these questions early on in the show? I'm going to make a bold statement here. As confident and as comfortable as you feel about the Braves and Acuña, I think, in my personal opinion, I don't see the Braves every day. I think Austin Riley is the glue that keeps that team together. I really do. Plays a solid third base. He hits for power. He's a nonsense guy. Shows up every day. They missed him a lot. What Brian Schnitker was able to do to even get them into the postseason last year was remarkable. With how many of their star players they had down, they need Riley back in the lineup every day.
If all things work out for the Braves and everyone's healthy, they could easily be the best team in that division. All right, we got highlights for you. The Guardians and the Dodgers. Tommy Edman just keeps making Andrew Friedman in that front office look brilliant.
He might have been the quiet best acquisition from trade deadline.
Incredible, right?
And nobody really talked about it until the World Series. They were like, who the hell is this Tommy Edman?
From the right side, he's Babe Ruth. He hits bombs. Max Muncy went down and got it.
Well, his at-bats don't start till he gets to 2-0 anyway. This is a 2-2 fastball that he hits off the wall. He's like 2-0 as soon as he walks in the box.
It's hilarious. You're absolutely right. And Mike Trout's the opposite. He's 0-2, and then he'll walk all the time, even though he's 0-2. Here's Shohei Ohtani. A 4-pitch walk.
That's what if you're a pitcher, like, go ahead and call it a ball. I don't want to give up a homer. Don't challenge that one.
Do not pan your head.
Don't challenge that one.
Roki Sasaki, the big news on Tuesday, a terrific performance. He's been announced as the Game 2 starter in the Japan series.
Wow, he went from like super prospect. If he was a college junior, undoubtedly the first pick and grab. Might take him some time. That split finger, his last 2 appearances, lethal.
Again, David Vassay with this. Dave Roberts makes it official. Sasaki will start Game 2 of the season in Tokyo. And I don't care if his numbers were poor in spring training. You've got to go with the headline attraction for the fans. Do you know how many fans are going to be losing their mind to watch this young phenom toe the slab against the Chicago Cubs in Tokyo?
Take a look at those 2 starts in the Cactus League. Pretty good, right? An impressive 4 innings. Allowed 1 hit today, couple of walks, couple of strikeouts. More importantly, 4 innings, 41 pitches. That equates to about 10 pitches per 9 inning, throwing strikes.
Are you buying this talk that he is the best stuff of all of them, that he'll end up being better than Yamamoto and Ohtani?
Yamamoto right now is more polished, and he should be. Like he has a lot more dirt under his cleats. He's the most accomplished pitcher that has come over from Japan. Yamamoto.
Accomplished and stuff are 2 different things.
Right. I still think Yamamoto's stuff is better, but Sasaki's upside is off the charts.
Where does Ohtani fall into this?
Wait and see. I want to see how he comes back after having the surgery.
Can we stop questioning Shohei Ohtani?
I'm just being
He's
realistic.
going to win 20 games. He's going to strike out over 200.
We just assume that when a guy has Tommy John that they come back bigger and better and stronger than ever. I don't know how he can be bigger and stronger than ever, because when you look at him, he's a mountain of a guy. I'm cautiously optimistic he's going to have a solid year.
Yeah, you said the magic word, guy. Don't compare him to any other guy.
Goat. It's
Shohei Ohtani.
The GOAT.
I think he walks around his house with a cape on. I'm just saying. I think he does. He hasn't told me he doesn't. Hey, we have highlights of the Orioles and the Yankees. Clark Schmidt, spring debut. All eyes on him. After the news of Garrett Cole, they need him to be good this year.
Boy, they do. And when he's healthy, he is a really good pitcher. Can mix speeds, change the ball, move it up, down, in, and out. They're going to need him now with Garrett Cole being gone for the year.
Newly acquired, Tyler O'Neill. You see why they went and got him. Easy power. This one is going to get down and...
The Martian having some trouble with the solar system again out there in left field. I mean, this could be a problem for the Yankees. I know, look, there's the reaction. Like, that ball was up there an awful long time. I get it, it's spring training, but he has not looked very good in left field.
We could talk about this in a second. Bellinger going the other way. I don't need to see guys dive to go catch fly balls. Like, that's a little too risky for me. I saw the other day, 2 outs in an inning, and the third base coach is waving a guy home. It was Jesse Winker, and he got thrown out standing up.
Now, this is the sign you want to see if you're a Yankee fan. Paul Goldschmidt hit a home run opposite field yesterday. Another double down the right field line. When he's spraying the ball all over, he's dangerous.
Split squad. The other half got to face, they got the short straw. They had to face Paul Skenes.
You know, to think that he added another pitch, a slider to go along with the splinker, the fastball, and the changeup that he has. Multiple weapons. What's scary, he knows how to use them.
Oh, does he? Here's the 2-2 pitch. Yeah, he does. Paul Skenes making it look elementary this afternoon in Florida. O'Neal Cruz. Man, am I a fan. I am a fan of O'Neal Cruz. I think he's going to have a monster year.
Moving
a monster season.
Shortstop to the outfield, do you think it's going to be a big help for him?
Yeah, you know, all the talk of a 6'7" guy playing short. Now he can just get comfy in center field. I think he's sad. All these guys want to stay at their natural position. But if you get focused on his bat, it is a huge upside. As for Skenes, he gets back to doing what he does.
Yeah, when he gets in trouble, he just gets mad. He's like that kid that's like 12 years old playing in the league. When they're like, okay, then they just put the ball out of play. Like, okay, I'm going to strike you out. Then he bears down. He's an amazing pitcher.
I never got a chance to watch you pitch when you were a senior in high school, but I got to imagine it was kind of as dominant as Paul Skenes looks pitching in the big leagues.
I will say this, and I made this statement last week with Brian Kenny when you were out in Arizona. He is the best college pitcher I think this game has seen since Tom Seaver came out of UCLA and started at the big leagues.
Really?
I do. And you and I, we were there for Steven Strasburg's debut, came decorated, San Diego State. But this guy not only has the weapons, but knows how to use them. He's composed.
Can he duplicate a sub-2 ERA?
That's going to be hard. That's going to be hard to do because
we just watched his stuff. His stuff is off the charts.
I know that it's the Grapefruit League, and if you look at all those rankings on the graphic, it's hard to dispute. but it is awfully hard in this day and age to have an ERA under 2. It really is. We just assume that, he's going to go out every day, he's going to wipe people away, and it's going to be a no contest. And that very well might happen. I wouldn't bet against it, but if you were to ask me right now, I'll bet you dinner on this that his ERA is north of 2. And I feel fairly confident because, Greg, it is hard to have an ERA.
I'm not going to push back on this, Dan, because I kind of agree with you. I think it's a make or break year for Derek Shelton, who I'm a big fan of, the manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates. They have to make a considerable amount of momentum north. They have to be close to first place, I think, this year. And he knows that. And Ben Cherington is also going to feel the push because the starting pitching is so good. And you're going to see Paul Skenes give length that he wasn't giving last year when they broke in. He had games where he pitched into the 7th and 8th inning. But I think they're going to ride him more to kind of get them close to a wild card spot this year, which I believe will lead to an ERA over 2.
My question is this. The Pirates are going to put a lot of pressure on a young pitching staff that's very talented. Can they score enough runs? I don't know if the Pirates did enough this winter to say they're better offensively than they were last year. They won the same amount of games in 23 as they did in 24. Their pitching was better. Brian Hayes has to find it. They need some production out of third base. They're missing a big bat in the lineup. They don't have a Kyle Tucker. They don't have a Dela Cruz. They don't have a guy. Listen, a great story with Andrew McCutchen. He can bank him on. He's going to probably hit 20 home runs again. Brian Hayes, to me, is the key to this lineup. He has come with so much promise and is yet to fulfill it with the bat in his hands, and he needs to hit this year.
It's funny you say his name because I think Nick Gonzalez is going to have a great season. He was an incredible college bat when he came out of the draft. I think Joey Bart looked like he found a home. And you're finally starting to see the promise of what he can do offensively. He just was in the shadow of Buster Posey in San Francisco. So you throw those two guys in with O'Neal Cruz, who I think is going to have a monster year. I think significant improvement offensively for the Pittsburgh Pirates. At least I hope so, because I've got them in the playoffs for 2025.